Hi, my name's Sonia Grover and I'm a channel for a group of collectives, the Intergalactic Council of Elders and the Galactic Federation of Light. And in this podcast is where I have asked what Three-Eye Atlas is. And this is after listening to a few luminaries such as Pam Gregory and others. And so this is the response, and this is a live recording of the channeled message I got when asking that question. Three-Eye Atlas is an energy, a being, if you like, that has a movable trajectory. And by this we mean it can move by itself or be moved by other energies and frequencies and vibrations intentionally. It has an energy much like if a glass window is shattered but still holds together. It allows for intense recalibration, remoulding, reconfiguring of anything, physical or non-physical, organic or non-organic, that it comes into contact with. It is here to stir things up, for want of a better term. So if you were making a cake and you used an electric mixer, or indeed a hand mixer, a whisk, it brings things, elements if you like, energies into cohesion. So the electric or hand mixer or whip would bring the ingredients together to create a harmony, a cohesion of ingredients, to allow the mixture to bake and create something. And this is what the energy of the Three-Eye Atlas is here for. Like any trajectory of energy, or any being, or any frequency, it can have and will have multiple roles, multiple actions and reactions across the different dimensional planes of existence that currently reside and make up both the being you know of as Gaia, Mother Earth, whatever words you use to describe the planet that you as humans and all other beings reside on or in or above, and also the multi-dimensions that the different beings, energies, frequencies, vibrations that live in, on or above the earth are vibrating at. And remember that as humans, you will oscillate between differing vibrations. So therefore, the intensity of the Three-Eye Atlas being will affect you individually and collectively on the dimensions that you most are vibrating at and reside within. As with anything, your conscious awareness of this will depend on a number of factors. One, being aware that it exists, that it is coming into alignment with the earth, your earth. And also how aware you are of this particular vibration and frequency in terms of what is held within you. What ingredients are held within you that may need to be brought into cohesion, alignment, oneness. And like all energies and frequencies and vibrations, some will affect you more than others. Do not underestimate the intensity and effect that this particular being can and will have on all aspects of you individually and collectively. For unlike many other planets and alignments of planets in what you would term of as astrology or astronomy or astrophysics, in some ways, and by the ways that you currently monitor and study these subjects, these beings, there is a predestined path, an alignment, a frequency of repetition. There is never complete repetition, for there is always nuances. And like the expansion of you as individuals and the expansion of your consciousness, so it is with all of the planets and the stars and the star systems and the solar systems and the universes. However, 3i Atlas is in itself an anomaly, and you have heard others talk about this being a maverick. For this is the word that most aptly describes in your English language this energetic being. However, it is much more encompassing than that word, for it is consciously assisting in the recalibration and realignment and re-emergence of a more expanded version of humanity and the earth, and indeed any other frequencies or beings in any form that it comes into contact with. And as it does this, it grows and expands, and that guides it to where it needs to go and which dimension in which time, space, reality it needs to reside. And in the energy exchange from this being, for make no mistake, it is a being, but not necessarily in the way that you could currently comprehend what a being is. It is a conscious being. And as it brings the energies, the energy of itself, ultimately for transformation and expansion, just like the beautiful relationships all living things and non-living things, as you would describe them, beings have, so it expands. It is part of its raison d'etre. It is part of its reason for being, its purpose. It holds within it the knowledge of many lifetimes. And by this we mean many lifetimes of star systems. For in its own way, it transcends the usual pattern of time and space. It transcends your perception of a typical cyclic life. It has within it particles, physical and non-physical, which comes from universes, cosmoses, and beyond, that currently is past your level of comprehension to be able to formulate, even conceptually, within your being. The more individually and collectively you come into contact and awareness of the concepts of this being, and indeed other beings and other existences, the more that you are able to make sense of and imagine and intend of what could be. For how can you understand even the perception of infinity? Because by the sheer nature of the word, it has no ending and no beginning. So the more that you can have experiences of receiving words and energy associated with expanding levels, ever expanding levels of consciousness, and in some ways your individual awareness and understanding of this, the more individually and collectively you will grow, expand, and move into a more encompassed version of yourself, a more united, collective, a more all-embracing, all-encompassing, knowing of deep compassion and joy and unconditional love. So connect with the concept and the reality of this being you have called, named 3i Atlas. Connect in any ways that you feel drawn to. Rest, relax, and allow the many different levels that this being brings of frequencies and energies to be absorbed into your being. End of transmission.